Oh, hey, would you look at that? I just found something. Look at that. Huh. How about you have this, kid? I think you've earned it. Wait, first I've got to ask, are you a MAGA Republican? If not, you're not having this, but if you're a MAGA Republican, here we go, you've earned it, take it. Jeffrey Epstein. It's impossible to do the transition like this. Jeffrey Epstein. He was a lad, not a very nice lad, you know, notoriously sexually abused many people, most of them, probably all of them, children, got caught by the feds, ended up in the slammer, and ended up killing himself. And that was that. Except there has been a coveted secret document that he's left behind in his death. The Epstein files. The Epstein list, specifically. A list of all of his closest associates, America's largest degenerates, both Republican and Democrat, predominantly billionaires, because, you know, it's always fucking billionaires, who have done some pretty nasty shit with Epstein, and naturally a lot of people want to see that list. And Trump came in on the promise that he would fucking get that baby out. He'd get it right out the gate. The JFK files, he'd declassify.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
The Epstein files, he'd also declassify.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah. I think that less so because, you know, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there.
Approved! Approved! I don't know.
Trust him. Come on, trust the process, right? He's gonna declassify them. I don't see how he has any reason not to. I can't see why. He hyped it up a lot. They're on Pam Bondi's desk, ready to go. I got my boy, Kash Patel, coked out of his mind. He's got this shit. We're rolling it out. And at the start of this year, he did roll it out. Early access to a few special influencers. They get their early access code and they were reviewing it. These were largely blacked out, supposedly to protect victims, but this was just phase one. He was going to roll out the Epstein list to everyone and expose those dirty, horrible people.
Psych!
That is what we thought because, yeah, another Trump U-turn has just hit the tower. He's U-turned in classic Trump fashion, and now that Epstein list we all wanted to see, it just doesn't fucking exist. Now the Epstein list does not exist. God knows why he might have done this U-turn. It's really impossible to guess. This riled up his supporters a decent bit. You had some of them running defense for him. Charlie Kirk saying, nah, okay, boss man said they don't exist, let's shut up. Ben Shapiro changing his tune all of a sudden saying, I trust the government.
Because, frankly, people thought there was an Epstein list. However, the evidence suggested there really was not an Epstein list if you were watching this case with any sort of eagle eye.
Infamous anti-establishment, don't trust the government people telling you, yeah, let's trust the government. You've got a few unprincipled hacks being unprincipled hacks. Libs of TikTok been talking about this for a while, suspiciously quiet. But not all of the MAGA base was so happy with this answer. For example, you had Alex Jones fucking crying his eyes out on video.
Coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. I mean, it's just, you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office, so I'm gonna go throw up, actually. And this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically gonna puke probably right now. My mouth is watering right now. It's because you know, the left, they're all complicit. They're openly promoting pedophilia. We know they're pure evil. And they'll think it's all funny. Oh, look, Alex is sad. Your globalist masters literally want to 5G 12-square-foot coffin. And so you shouldn't look at those of us that have a soul still and have integrity in pain over this and celebrate, you dumb pieces of fucking shit. You're going against your own self-preservation, serving this evil globalist system in BlackRock and the New World Order and Hakeem Jeffries and all the rest of it.
You had many people questioning the U-turn and saying, what's with this? You told us all this time that there's a list, you're gonna expose it. There's Democrats on it, right? Why are you not releasing that to own the libs? And so they got a bit angry with him. But as usual, it looked like something that would just boil over within a couple of days. Trump can do basically anything. He can tank the the economy. He can literally bomb Iran for Israel. And his supporters will be a bit annoyed, a bit miffed for about 2 days, but then they just sort of reconstruct reality and turn him back into their god emperor again. Except the Epstein files, it's an issue so close to many MAGA's hearts that this isn't happening this time. And now you've got people fucking burning their MAGA hats. You've got people saying that Trump's betrayed them. It's not looking good. So what does he do to placate them? Boy puts out a video outside Epstein's cell block to prove that, look, he killed himself, no one came in. Sources have shown that you can see that the footage has been edited, that it's been in a software and cut up. It's not looking good for Trump. Maybe this is the point where he just U-turns back to the original position, right? He's got to placate his base somehow, because it's been days now. They've not reconstructed reality. So at this point you think he's got to do a classic Trump U-turn back to the original position. Alas, it's not gonna happen. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases gals? They're all going after fantastic Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA. And I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years it's Epstein, over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written... Why are we giving files written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration, who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more. They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me, and now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? And there you have it, the Epstein files, authored by Obama, Sleepy Joe Biden, and Bill Clinton. You may ask, Bill Clinton, that fella, isn't he in the files? Why not put yourself in the files, right? It's a good double bluff. But what's amusing about this post is that it was actually fucking ratioed. The MAGAs, while they might be absolutely fucking brain deficient, you can't just spend months telling them that there is this fabled list with political enemies and opponents on that they've been hiding to protect the paedophilic Democratic elite. Spend months saying you're gonna reveal that list, you're gonna give it to the people, hyping them up, and then not expect them to go apeshit when you say the list doesn't exist. MAGA is not happy, and he's brought it on himself. Anyone with more than one fucking brain cell knows the reason that he's done this U-turn is because he's in it, right? He's in the files. You look on YouTube, you can find clips of him partying with Epstein, saying degenerate shit about his own fucking daughter.
I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her, you know.
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird! Stop it!
Saying that he's gonna be dating an 8-year-old child 10 years from now.
You're going up the escalator? I'm gonna be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
And of course he's famously on audio saying that him and Epstein are, you know, BFFs, top Twitter mutuals, so he can't release this. It's not going well. You've got people like Ben Shapiro, like Charlie Kirk, who, God bless them, they are sticking to the grift, but it's not enough. He's losing people. Matt Walsh is questioning it, Candace Owens is questioning it, and so it's not looking good for Trump, and he's continuously getting more and more irritated, posting such bangers as "Stop talking about Epstein." But people aren't gonna stop talking about the Epstein files. I honestly thought this was all talk from MAGA, that it didn't even matter that much to them, that they just wanted to keep up this facade of conservatism as being a protector of the children, but also we'll vote for bills that fucking detriment the children because we're actually just hypocritical, soulless, contradictory pieces of shit, right? But no, they really care about this this issue, and he's fucked it. Royally fucked it. And the funny thing is, he has created this issue for himself. He's completely walked into this door. He would not have even had to have suffered a second of this if he just didn't promise he was gonna publicize the list to begin with, right? I feel like he just had to try. He had to test the waters, right? He had to sort of see how far he could go. I think he was just hoping he could do some other shit. He could bomb Iran, he could tank the economy, and people would forget he said it, but people didn't forget that he said it. The problem's only arisen because he said that the list exists and that he'd publicise it. And then he's just done a fucking classic U-turn. There's also been a vote on publicising the Epstein files. Republicans fucking unanimously voted against it. You've got Nancy Mace, sworn protector of the women and girls, saying we should put child rapists to death. An hour later, she's voting no on that fucking bill, baby. So they've got to know he's on the list at this point, surely, right? If Republican representatives are unanimously voting no on something that up until a few days ago they said they all wanted to publicise, they must know he's on the fucking list. And of course you've got some people still trying to cope, saying that it's some 4D chess move, that he's doing a double bluff. That makes about as much sense to me as it makes to you, probably. And perhaps the most egregious form of cope I have seen so far from the MAGA Republicans is that this isn't actually on Trump at all, and it's just his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, who said the files were on her desk and ready to go, has all of a sudden decided to protect paedophile Democrats. Come on, how the fuck does this work? We are huffing fucking overdose levels of copium. Yes, Pam Bondi and others are suppressing these files, but obviously it's to protect Trump, right? I'd say everyone in the administration, or at the very least Pam Bondi, Kash Patel and JD Vance, know that he's in the files. And the most damning thing of all is that they've apparently got a lot of video footage as well, because Epstein recorded encounters with his victims, which is a very dark thought. And an even darker thought is that these members of Trump's administration have potentially watched these clips in which Trump has appeared with Epstein, and they're still deciding to cover it up. Firebomb this fucking administration to hell and back. The moderate option after all of this is said and done is the fucking Nuremberg trials 2.0. If a Democrat gets in 2028, they need to be like fucking Tito with fascists. You know, throw them down the fucking pit. No trial, I don't care. Fuck it, we've gone from Nuremberg trials to throw them in the pit. No trial. Full on 1950s Yugoslavia style, back when the world was right. That's what this godforsaken fucking administration deserves. And they bring up points like, why didn't the Democrats release this? Let's be honest, the Democrats probably did not release this because your boy Billy Bob Clinton, he's probably fucking on it, right? But this should not be partisan issue. And people say that, you know, what if Democrats are in the files? You still want them to be released? Yeah, I fucking want them to be released. This should not be a partisan issue. As much as I think Bill Clinton, he was a good fucking president. The economy, it was banging under Bill Clinton. I can't bring myself to like him. And that is because of the sneaking suspicion that he is a bit of a nonce. Yeah, expose any Democrats you can in the process if you have to. And luckily, Democrats have taken the right path with this now. They now won't shut up about the issue. They now keep calling for the files to be publicized. They keep calling out these Republicans on their hypocrisy. This is probably what they should have done from day one, to be honest. I'm surprised Kamala Harris didn't get up on that debate stage and just say, look, mate, you fuck kids. You fuck kids, it's that simple. They could sue for defamation or whatever if it's not been legally fucking proven, but it's been proven in the court of law that he's civilly liable for raping a woman, right? They should have just done this to begin with. I'm glad they're doing it now, but honestly, as early as the 2016 election cycle, CNN just should have been every fucking minute of the day. Footage of this guy with Epstein, footage of him hitting on his daughter, footage of him hitting on children. As usual, the Democrats do not learn until it's too late, although luckily they are hitting him where it hurts now, and I'm glad Democrats are not turning this into a partisan issue. If Bill Clinton is on this list, I respect them for still going this hard. Maybe they didn't go this hard because he's on the list, and now they've just saw a window of opportunity to go for it, and they've taken it. Whatever the reason might be, I don't know. But Democrats are finally being fucking useful for once. They're cooking, and it's being talked about a lot. This is the reason why people forgive Trump in a couple of days, is that these things just lose traction, they lose steam. But this is being plastered all over Twitter. It's to the point where even fucking Giga-nonce Kevin Spacey himself is saying, just release the fucking files. You got Kevin Spacey telling you to release the files, so all I can say is, just keep up the fucking pressure. It's clearly working. He's already called a few people to, you know, kill off some stories. Clearly the pressure's getting to him more and more. He's spouting off more unhinged bullshit on his Truth Social, and while there are some sturdy grifters who will stay strong in their stance, they will not break their oath to their divine overlord. This has largely been bad for the MAGA movement. They might be stupid, they might be a cult, even they have points where they start to realise. The funniest thing about this issue is, like I said, it's completely self-inflicted. It could have been avoided had he just not said that he'd declassify these files, because he knew that when it comes down to it, he can't release those files because his name's fucking all over them. All of the evidence is there, and it's been staring us in the face for years now, and it's not been hard to find. All of these instances I've mentioned, were 77 million people just somehow not aware of this, or did they just not care? Based off of the reaction from people to this scandal, I've ultimately come to the conclusion now that I don't think it's that they don't care, I just think the American populace and the Western populace in general is so woefully underinformed. You had motherfuckers who, right up until 2024 election day, they still thought Biden was running. The vast majority of people are just so woefully uninformed, and a lot of them are still, even if they're going against him, coping a bit too much, saying, well, he's just trying to protect predators, right? Not that he's in the list himself, even if the evidence is overwhelmingly in favour of that notion, right? It's people who have had enough to the point where they're turning against him, but they haven't had enough to the point where they believe he's on the list. They just need to be pushed a bit more, put on the pressure. It is a cult, people are desperate to stay in denial, but it gets so bad that evidence becomes so overwhelming, and you fail so miserably on something that even die-hard cult members start to realise. Do I think this is gonna kill the MAGA movement? I don't think it's gonna kill the MAGA movement. I think 75% of them will get back in line, right? But I do think they're gonna bleed support. They're gonna struggle in the midterms. What I think the strategy from here on out is gonna be is that he'll just try to give them a few crumbs, right? Without giving them all of the answers. Good on you if you've realised that this is bullshit. If there's hope for Alex Jones, I think there is hope for you, little MAGA Republican. You are not gonna die hopeless. No, you probably will, let's be honest. Because these MAGA Republicans, while they might have realised one thing and turned against Trump over it, they're not redeemed. You have some people saying, you got people freshly leaving a cult, let's be nice to them, this is a hard experience, it took a lot of guts for them to do that, it wasn't easy, so we should be nice to them, right? Not really, because there's still a fucking plague. They still believe in the mass deportations, they still believe in the transphobia, they still believe in restricting women's bodily autonomy, so really these people have had one realization, but that one realization isn't tantamount to a redemption, right? Not even in the fucking slightest. Please do continue to bully your local MAGA Republican, because they do not deserve to get off that easily. Fuck 'em! That's what I say. Fuck 'em. So anyway, that's that. This saga has honestly been entertaining and fucking funny. You're probably wondering, Icy, why did you get around to this so late? I think you might recall that about 2 months ago, I did say, see you in 2 fucking months. Yeah, I meant it, bitch. Don't expect a stable upload schedule from me. I'm probably not gonna be here for a while, although I've just upgraded my PC recently, so expect a few gaming live streams, maybe. Please don't have expectations for me. But yeah, my mood flip-flops more than Trump. And honestly, It's just too fucking hot, man. You know what us Brits are like? It gets to about 25 degrees Celsius. We just fucking melt, right? I can't, my light-skinned ass can't take it. I've got a fucking towel on my chair here. I've got a leather chair and my bare ass fucking legs just stick to it because of sweat. It's disgusting. So yeah, don't expect more content. I'm sorry I threw a towel at you. I'm gonna use her to guilt you into subscribing. Look, you can get some more of this quirky lass. I'm gonna do live streams and maybe this little bastard might appear in them, right? But I do want to just say thank you for the support I got on the Reform video. I did not expect that to blow the fuck up, but it did. YouTube algorithm blessed me for once, and I very much appreciate that. I got comments of varying different stances, some supportive, some not so supportive, right? I think, the median commenter on that video was either a very large, bald, middle-aged English man, or a very large, bald, middle-aged Russian man. I am from UK. I like Nigel Farage. He does very good for the country. I say this as confirmed citizen of UK. Now I go watch my favorite football team, Tottenham FC. But yeah, anyway, stick around. Stick around so you can get a video in 2 months or so. Thanks for the support. Yeah, fuck off. Peace.